Ted Williams is here to sort of pick this apart, right? A Fox News contributor, former D.C. homicide detective, defense attorney. Ted, this is really a head-scratcher here, whether they were all targeted or whether separate reports that one of the victims had a stalker. What do you make of it?
Well, Neil, this is a very complex case, and it is a head-scratcher. I hear the chief, and I know the chief want to resolve this, but this is a 35-man department that has not had a homicide out there in the last 7 years. And they are trying to, there are a lot of people who believe that there are a lot of inexperienced investigators handling the investigation. Now, I was out there on behalf of Fox, and I can tell you that there are really two entrances to this house. The first entrance is on the first floor. As you come in through the door there, you have two of the surviving students that sleep on that first floor. You go around to the back of the home, you have a sliding glass door that goes into the second floor. There you had two of the students that were killed, Ethan and Zanny. They were sleeping on the second floor. On the third floor of this home, you had Maddie and Kaylee sleeping. Now, Kaylee's father, Steve, has come out recently and said that he believed that it's more likely than not that his daughter was targeted. I have to believe, Neil, that the law enforcement out there has said that someone was targeted. If someone was targeted or somebody, when the killer or killers entered, and if they entered through that second door, they would have come in contact immediately with Ethan and Zanny. And if they killed them and they were the targets, the killer, is more likely than not, would have left. But the killer went up to the third floor, and there he encountered Maddie and Kelly sleeping together in a bedroom, and he wound up killing them, or when I say he, it could be a she for all we know. But then the killer left. Neil, this would have been a very, very viciously bloody crime scene. And there's no way that a killer would have gotten in and out of there without some trace evidence. So I have to believe that the authorities have a lot to work with.
Well, you talk about this 35-person force. We do know that the University of Idaho student, Kaylee Conclave, who was killed, her family now plans to hire a lawyer. We're told of a souring relationship with police over what the family believes is a lack of transparency and what they call an erratic investigation. What do you make of that?
Neil, look, bringing in a private investigator, hiring a lawyer is not going to get to the bottom of this case. You have got to trust law enforcement. It's my understanding that the Idaho State Police, as well as the FBI, is involved, and you got to just trust them. They are not, meaning the Idaho State Police, the local police, or the feds, they're not going to share anything with any private investigator. To me, it's a waste of your money. You've got to rely on these investigators to bring the killer or killers to justice, I believe.
How long do you think that'll be?
I'm hoping that it's sooner, and I know the family and that community is very frustrated, and there's a lot of fear out there because they know there's a killer out there among them. And all you can do is hope that the evidence will come in where the investigators will be able to do their job and get justice for these families.
Ted, thank you very much. I always learn something from you, my friend. Ted Williams, following this bizarre case, now better than 3 weeks old.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.